Hello students and welcome to the e-learning session of Social Science Standard 8. Students, today we are going to discuss the last chapter of your first term syllabus, that is chapter 9. The name of your chapter is The Freedom Movement of 1857 CE. Students, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the main reasons for the revolt of 1857, the immediate cause for the revolt of 1857, how was the planning of the revolt done, who were the active freedom fighters who took participation in the freedom struggle movement, why the revolt was a failure, and what were the effects and consequences of the revolt. All these points we are going to discuss in this chapter. Now before we start with the chapter, let us recollect some points from chapter 6. At the end of the chapter 6 we have seen that Lord William Bentinck, he had made certain reforms in India. So the reforms which were made by him were for the conveniency of the British administration in our country, and because of that there was lots of dissatisfaction amongst the people of India. So that dissatisfaction arose the spirit of nationalism in the minds of the people of India, and due to which the freedom struggle movement of 1857 took place. So today we are going to discuss about first the main reasons for the revolt of 1857. So the first reason for the revolt of 1857 was social and religious reason. Now what is social and religious reason, students? So we have seen that William Bentinck had made few reforms, like he had banned sati system, he had banned child marriages, then widow marriages were advocated. So all these reforms were not liked by the orthodox people of India. Moreover, in the religion also they have made the changes. They have given the lucratives to the Indians that if you will join the British army or if they will work for the British officers, then they will be given good incentives, good salary and all that things. But for that they have to change their religion. They have to get converted from Hinduism to Christianity. So when all these things, all these reforms were being done, at that time the people thought that the British officers are trying to destroy Indian culture and religion. So the people, the common public, the orthodox people, they all decided to join the revolt of 1857. Then the second reason was economic reason. Now what is economic reason? We have seen that the British, they started charging heavy taxes from the peasants, farmers, then the craftsmen were also become unemployed because 80% tax was charged. All these points we have discussed in the earlier chapters. Now due to that what happened, the people, they started becoming poor. The Indian people started becoming poor. So economic condition of the Indians was deteriorated. People started becoming poor. As a result, they decided to join the revolt of 1857. That was the economic cause. Then the next cause was political reason. Now what was there in political reason? We have seen that the British, they got the Diwani right. They have also introduced subsidiary alliance system. They have forfeited the kingdoms on the basis of annexation policy. So they implemented various methods to make their rule strong on the Indian kings. As a result, the princely states, the kings were also dissatisfied by the British people. So they also decided to join the revolt of 1857. So that was the political cause. Next reason was military reason. Military reason means what? That in British army, Indian soldiers were there as well as British soldiers were there. Now the ratio was 6:1. That means for every 6 Indian soldiers there was 1 British soldier. But when it comes to salary point of view, at that time there was a vast difference. The the Indian soldiers received only 7 rupees as a salary per month, whereas the British soldiers were given 150 rupees as a salary per month. So there was vast difference between the salary. So the Indian soldiers who were in the British army, they were also dissatisfied by the British policies. Moreover, the Indian soldiers, though they were capable, they were not given higher position in the British army. They were forced to work as at the lower level only. Only the higher positions was given to the British soldiers. So because of this also there was lots of dissatisfaction among the Indian soldiers who were working in the British army. So they also decided to join the revolt of 1857. So these were the main reasons for the revolt of 1857, that is the social and religious reason, economic reasons, military reasons and political reasons. These 4 reasons were the main reasons for the revolt of 1857. Now we will discuss about the immediate reason for the revolt of 1857. Now in January 1857, a new Enfield rifle was introduced in the British army. So what's new in that? All the soldiers, they have to use the rifles, but this was a new type of rifle, that is called Enfield rifle. The main thing of this rifle was that the cartilage which was to be put in the rifle was greased with the fat of beef and pork. So beef means what? The meat of cow, and pork means the meat of pig. Now this cartilage, before using it, is to be, the cap is to be opened with the help of the mouth. So the fat of the cow and the pig will go in the mouth of the soldiers. Now in the British army, many Hindu and Muslim soldiers were also working. So for them it was not possible to use this cartilage, because for Hindus cow is considered as a holy animal, so they cannot allow the fat of the cow to go into their mouth. Similarly, the meat of pig, that is pork, is prohibited in Muslim religion. So both the soldiers, they refused to use the new Enfield rifle, but the British officers, they forced them that they have to use the Enfield rifle. Now in that, one Sepoy was there in the 19th battalion of Barakpur. His name was Mangal Pandey. He was also a Brahmin. So he said that no, we will not use this Enfield rifle. So the immediate cause of the revolt of 1857 was the introduction of the Enfield rifle in the British army. Now how was the planning of the revolt done, that we will see. It was actually decided that all over India on 31st May 1857 the revolt will take place. Altogether all the rulers who were ready to join the revolt, like Nana Sahib Peshwa Bahadur Shah Zafar, Shahs of Kuwar Singh, Nawab of Awadh, Rani Lakshmi Bai, they all decided to join into the revolt. So it was decided that on 31st May 1857 all over India at a time together the revolt will take place. And now how to convey the message to the people that the revolt will be taking place on 31st May and who is interested to join the revolt, because at that time direct messages were not allowed. So what to do? So what did they do? They distributed lotus and roti to the civilians who wanted to join the revolt. So whoever has accepted that lotus and roti, it was understood that they will join in the revolt of 1857. So this is how the planning was done for the revolt of 1857. In all the temples, in the mosque, everywhere also the messages were passed that whoever is interested to join the revolt of 1857, they have to accept lotus and roti as a symbol of acceptance. Now meanwhile what happened, as we have seen that in January 1857 the Enfield rifle was introduced, and it was introduced in the 19th battalion of Barakpur. There Mangal Pandey, he was the soldier. Now Mangal Pandey opposed the use of the cartridge. He said that he will not use the cartridge. Why? Because he was a Brahmin and he was a young man of 26 years of age. So he was having young blood. He was very angry person and very brave person also, you can say. So he refused to use the Enfield rifle. So what he did, the revolt began earlier than the fixed date. So now here what happened, that actually the revolt was supposed to be started on 31st May. But because Mangal Pandey got annoyed, he decided to attack immediately on the British officers. So the revolt started earlier than the fixed date. That was the date decided was 31st May. Instead of that, on 10th May itself the revolt started. So Britishers, they got the idea that some planning is being done to attack on the British officers. So because of that, what happened, this Major Hewson, he ordered the Indian soldiers who were in the British army that you arrest Mangal Pandey. But the Indian soldiers, they refused to arrest him because he was a Brahmin. Then Major Hewson, he ordered the British soldiers to arrest him. So while they were going to arrest him, Mangal Pandey tried to shoot himself and he got injured in the shoulder. So immediately the Major Hewson, he took him to the hospital and admitted there for the treatment. Now it was not for the good cause. What was the planning in his mind? That once Mangal Pandey will be okay, he will be treated properly, and then they will try to find out the whole plan of the attack of the revolt of 1857 from Mangal Pandey. So after getting the treatment, Mangal Pandey was tortured a lot to disclose the plan, but Mangal Pandey, he did not disclose the plan. So ultimately on 6th April a trial was done against him in the court and he was declared guilty for attacking on Major Hewson, and then on 8th April early in the morning at 5:30 am Mangal Pandey was hanged till death. So this is how Mangal Pandey became the first martyr for the revolt of 1857. Here you can see these dots, red color dots. These are the major portion in North India and here in West India, where the active participation was taken in the revolt of 1857. Now we will see one by one the rulers who took active participation in the freedom struggle movement. So from Delhi, it was Bahadur Shah Zafar who took the leadership for the revolt of 1857. So on 11th May, the soldiers from Meerut, they reached to Delhi, and there the British and the Mughal army of Bahadur Shah Zafar had a fight. Then from Kanpur, Nana Sahib Peshwa, he was leading the revolt. On 4th June, there was a fight between Nana Sahib Peshwa and the British army. The fight continued for 22 days, but after that the Nana Sahib's army had shortage of food and water, due to which they have to surrender at the end. Then from Bihar, it was Kunwar Singh. Kunwar Singh was a 70-year-old ruler, but he was very strong and brave ruler. So he fought a battle with the British army. While fighting, he got injured by a bullet on his arm, but he chopped off his hand from the elbow and threw it in river Ganga, so that the poison does not spread in his body, and he fought bravely in the battle, and he was successful in throwing out the Britishers from his territory. The next one was Queen Rani Lakshmi Bai, Jhansi ki Rani. We all know that her kingdom was annexed under the policy of annexation, because she was not having her own son, she was having an adopted son. So she also joined the revolt of 1857 to protect Jhansi from the British. Then Tatya Tope, he was also fighting from Kanpur. Nana Sahib was leading the revolt, but after Nana Sahib, Tatya Tope, he was the commander-in-chief of the army of Kanpur. So he took the charge, and for continuously for 2 years, the battle fought, and he played a major role in the event across the country. He was the only person of that time who has fought many battles in the along with the British. Now we will see about the revolt which took place in Gujarat, that how in Gujarat the freedom struggle movement took place in 1857. So the 7th battalion of the British army broke into the revolt in Ahmedabad. They were successful in catching few of the government offices, capturing few of the government officers, but soon they were defeated, and Nayak Das of Panchamal continued the rebellion almost for a year. So around about 1 year, the 7th battalion of the British army broke into the revolt in Ahmedabad in the year 1857. Now this Garbhat Das Patel, he was the headman of the Anand place of Kheda district, and he has collected many people of the Koi and Nayakda community, and they also had a battle against the British, and Malaji Joshi, Krishna Das, Jivabai Thakur, all these people were the supporters of Garbhat Das. But here a very sad incident took place, that all the supporters of Garbhat Das, they were arrested and they were tied to the cannon. Cannon means what? Top, जिसमें से आग के गोले निकलते हैं. So they were tied to that cannon and blown off along with the fireballs, and they all were killed. And Garbhat Das, he was put into jail in Andaman, and there he died. Then this is also a very interesting incident of the Chandak village. This Chandak village is 16 miles away from Idar in Gujarat. Here also there were two people, Nathaji and Yamaji. These were very brave leaders. Under them the people were fighting against the British officers. But here what did the British army do? They started throwing the fireballs from the cannon. Top mein se fireballs फेंकने लगे. So here what happened? One community was there, Vadher community. The women of this Vadher community, they were very brave women. What did they do? They took big mattresses and soaked it into the water. And as soon as the fireball comes, they used to catch it in the mattresses and blow it off. And the men continued to fight in the battlefield. This is how they safeguard the men of the Vadher community in the battlefield. So this is a very important and excellent example in the history of Gujarat, where the women also actively participated in the revolt of 1857. Then how the revolt came to an end. So one by one, all the leaders who have taken active part in the revolt were defeated. So that we will see. So first we talk about Bahadur Shah Zafar and Begum Zinat Mahal. They were fighting from Delhi. So they were arrested and put into the jail of Rangoon, which was capital of Burma, and where they died afterwards. And Bahadur Shah Zafar, he was having 3 sons. All his 3 sons were also murdered by the British army. So this is how the Mughal rule also came to an end after the end of Bahadur Shah Zafar. Then Nana Sahib Peshwa. Nana Sahib Peshwa, he escaped to Nepal after getting defeated by the British army. But it is believed that he lived in the Shihor village of our Bhavnagar district during his last days, and he died there in Shihor in the year 1902. Then it is said that Tatya Tope was also captured and hanged on 18th April 1859. But it is said that the person who was hanged was not Tatya Tope, it was someone else. And actually Tatya Tope was escaped from there, and he stayed in Navsari till his end. So he died in Navsari. But so there are 2 different types of conclusions about the death of Tatya Tope. No clear vision is available in history. Now we will see why was the revolt a failure. These are the 7 reasons due to which the revolt failed. So the first reason was the lack of coordination among the rulers, because all the kingdoms were scattered kingdoms. So there was a lack of communication between them, there was no coordination. So because of that the revolt failed. Then the second reason was the outbreak of the revolt was earlier than the planned date. It was decided that on 31st May the revolt will start, but instead of that the revolt started on 10th May. So it started earlier than the decided date. So the complete preparation was not done. As a result also the revolt failed. Then the revolt was active only in the northern part of India and few scattered kingdoms of the other parts of India. So altogether all the princely states of India did not take active participation. So it was not possible to throw out Britishers from our country. Now in our country we are already known for the diversity in languages, customs, religions, food, etc. Right? So lots of diversity is there in our country. So because of that what happened, the people, the king especially, they were interested to safeguard only their own particular kingdoms. There was no spirit of nationalism that we have to fight for our motherland. That type of spirit was not found. That was also a reason for the revolt of 1857. And the one more reason was that the Sikh and the Gurkhas, they are considered to be very strong people physically, but they were all fighting on behalf of the British army. They were all in the British army, not in the Indian army. As a result, that was also a loss for the Indian army, that Sikh and Gurkha community supported the British army and they fought on behalf of the British. Then the British had a superior army, weapons and military. We were not having very good latest weapons like the British. So that was also a reason for the failure of the revolt. And all the leaders, they were fighting for regaining their own power in their own kingdoms. They were not thinking as India as a whole. So because of all these reasons the revolt failed. Now what were the effects and consequences of the revolt? Though the revolt failed, but a few positive points also came out after the revolt, that the company rule came to an end in India and India came under the crown rule. That means the British East India Company's rule came to an end and British government started ruling our country. Then the interference in the internal affairs of the kings were stopped by the crown. There was no internal interference about the princely states. Then the British government was compelled to change the policies towards India. Few liberalization was given, like liberalization of press and freedom of movement and all that liberalization was given to the Indian people. Then the salary and allowances and facilities given to the Indian soldiers were also increased. As we have seen earlier that there was vast discrimination between the salary structure of the Indian soldiers who were working in the British army and the British soldiers. Indian soldiers were given only 7 rupees as remuneration as a salary, and British soldiers were given 150 rupees. So this difference was also little bit reduced, so that the Indian soldiers who were working in the British army get satisfactory salary. And this revolt helping evoking a feeling of nationalism in India. So after this revolt, the common people, they came to know that okay, if we will come together, then we can win the battle against the Britishers and we can throw them out of our country. So we have to once again gather the courage to fight with the British and throw them out of our country. So this is how the spirit of nationalism became stronger in the hearts of the people of India. So this is how the effects of revolt of 1857 were there. Okay students, I hope all the points are clear to you. Read your textbook also properly once again and try to understand the chapter clearly. Watch the video 2-3 times, then you will get the clear idea. Thank you and have a nice day.